Hello, my name is James and I'm from the British Deaf Association in Scotland. My job is a BSL Equality and Inclusion Officer, and I'm here today to interview someone from Food Standards Scotland. Could you tell us a bit about yourself and what your job is?
Hi, I'm Ian McWatt. I'm Director of Policy, Science and Operations at Food Standards Scotland.
Could I ask you to explain, perhaps in simple layman's terms, what FSS remit is?
FSS was established as a non-ministerial office, part of the Scottish administration, which is alongside but separate from the Scottish Government. We are a public sector food body for Scotland, and it's our duty to protect the interests of Scottish consumers in relation to food. We also provide information and advice on food safety and healthy eating and nutrition, and this information needs to be easily accessed by all to make sure that we protect public health and help all people in Scotland to have diets conducive to good health. We put consumers' interests first and aim to be a credible, consistent and a trusted voice on food matters in Scotland. Earning and keeping consumers' trust is central to ensuring the people in Scotland listen to and act on our advice, which is evidence-based, and we act independently on their behalf. Protecting consumers means that we also work closely with and regulate the food industry.
I'm wondering if, for example, a deaf person maybe is on a night out and maybe goes to a restaurant and feel that it's not clean or not hygienic or the food's of poor standard, who do you report it to? Is it yourself?
It's important that consumers are advised to report concerns to their local authority environmental health team rather than Food Standards Scotland. That's because food law within the majority of food businesses, including all caterers, retailers, is enforced by local authority environmental health teams. Therefore, if anyone has a concern regarding food hygiene or food standards which relates to labelling, allergens, for example, at any establishment, this should really be reported to them. And complaints, concerns can be reported by email, by telephone, online, or of course through Contact Scotland, and consumers can find the relevant team on the FSS website under the Food Crime and Incident section.
Scotland has a BSL Act. So what have FSS been doing in relation to the BSL Act up until now?
We have a dedicated internal FSS British Sign Language steering group that has undertaken in-depth research, engagement with the BSL and deaf organisations, and we've undertaken awareness training to gain deeper knowledge to ensure the actions outlined in the plan actually meet the requirements of BSL users. The group meet on a monthly basis to monitor progress, and we continually evaluate our effectiveness. We've also created a dedicated BSL section on our website that hosts information translated into BSL, and we work closely with the British Deaf Association to create a symbol for the site that would be identifiable to sign language users, and that this is displayed on the homepage and those pages where BSL translations are offered. On BSL translations, information is front of mind when creating new content. So, for example, when we created an informational video about our new organisational strategy, we had to make sure that we had a BSL translation of that. And we have done the same with recent campaigns, including, for example, information on use of vitamin D, healthy eating and food safety in the kitchen. We've also provided BSL awareness training to staff to ensure they are educated on the subject and are aware of what we do as an organisation to help support the BSL community. And finally, our HR processes are also modified and cognisant of the requirements to ensure that BSL users have equal opportunities to join FSS workforce and that they support them in their roles throughout the organisation.
Thank you for that lovely explanation and lots of examples. Could I ask, what are the areas that FSS could improve on in relation to the BSL Act?
There's always an opportunity to do more, to translate more, to engage with the community more. We in FSS really want to improve, and we plan to engage more in the future with BSL groups and the community to ensure we do this in a way that helps support BSL users.
As you know, FSS have created their own BSL plan, and that was back in February 2021. Since then, and looking forward, what does FSS plan to do engaging with the deaf community?
The main project we are currently looking at is how we can better integrate BSL translations across the FSS website. It's really great that we've got a section in there, and we are pleased with the volume of content we have translated, but having translations integrated across relevant pages feels much more user-friendly, and there is clearly a way we can do it, so it really is a no-brainer. I guess it's also important to mention that we want to raise awareness of the information we have available to the BSL community, and we recognise that it's not a case of build it and they'll come. We just really need to raise awareness via the appropriate channels.
Thank you, that was amazing.
So I hope you found that helpful, and if you've got any further queries or questions about FSS and the work that we do, then please contact us directly.